All right. Happy Sunday, ladies. Happy Sunday. Welcome to Coffee and Conversation. We have a special guest this morning, Shamika Taylor, right? And
Hey
she is a
everyone.
virtual and she is a virtual assistant, and she also helped coach virtual assistants. So if you're looking to become a virtual assistant to add some additional streams of income to your household, she is who you need to contact, right?
Thank you for that. Yes.
Yes. So, Coach Shamika, can you tell us more about yourself, where you're from, your family structure, and how you got into becoming a virtual assistant coach?
Okay, yeah, definitely. So, like Coach Kier said, my name is Shamika and I am from a small town in Albion, New York. It's between Buffalo, New York and Rochester, New York. I moved to Atlanta in 2020 for what I thought was going to be a dream opportunity. I have three children who have moved here with me. My children are 19 and 10. My twins are 19, and they will be turning 20 in about another week. My
Mhm.
background is in the legal industry. I graduated in 2010 with my bachelor's in criminal justice, which I still haven't even used that degree for anything, but I have it.
Okay, okay.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's a little bit about me and my family structure and where I come from. So,
Wow, that's amazing. You have twins.
yes, a girl and a boy.
Oh, they're a girl and a boy. That's so
Yeah.
beautiful. So they're
Mm-hmm.
always together. That's so nice.
Yeah.
So you said you had a background in criminal justice. So how did we get to becoming a virtual assistant?
Okay. So in 2021, working that job that I moved to Atlanta for in corporate America, things just weren't going as planned. I had always known that I wanted to be an entrepreneur for some years, right? Me and my friends used to talk about it at work. Like they used to say, Shamika, go ahead and open it up. I know you're going to be so good. You're going to do so great. But we're trained to want to be in like corporate America, right? We're trained to want to work our way up in a career and work for someone else. So I
Mhm.
was always so afraid. And plus, since I was moving up the corporate ladder, I was like, well, I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. So, put that business on the back burner. So then in 2021, I had just had enough of that job. There was so much going on. Like I was literally so stressed. All I wanted to do was come home, lay down, because I know as soon as I got home, there was going to be more problems than somebody calling me. So I said, you already have a business established. You haven't used it as efficient as you should. I keep hearing everyone talk about this virtual assisting online. So I was like,
Mhm.
let me start researching and seeing exactly what that entails. And so once I figured out that you could offer administrative services and basically everything I had learned in corporate would translate right over, I was like, okay, so I don't have to focus on working for attorneys. I'm just going to give myself 30 days. So the day we went back to work after Memorial Day, I gave my resignation. I said, I'm going to give you 30 days. That way, if you want to bring somebody in, I'm more than happy to train them for the transition. And so during that time, I would work 9 a.m. to 6 p.m., come home and work my business from 6 p.m. to 1 or 2 in the morning. And before I left, I had already signed me one client. And as soon as I was gone, I had another client. So I started off with two clients. And then that's how my virtual assistant business got going. And it was slow going at first. So I did pick up a night job because, like I said, I do have three kids and I cannot deplete my bank account. So
Right.
I would
Right.
work my business in the morning and then I took on a little job at night just to supplement my income. And then things just start picking up from referrals and word of mouth and me running some ads and watching people online who I know needed some help, who were entrepreneurs and looked like they were flourishing. And then my business just started picking up after 6 months. I was starting to look for assistance for my business because, once you take on so many clients, you can't manage it. Even if it's not the income you desire, you can't take on everything. So now I have 3 people who work for my agency. And so I'm just continuing to grow that, as well as working on, now I'm coaching virtual assistants to start their own business, whether that be an actual, so people often, I'm just going to say this because people often get it confused, like a virtual assistant is just someone who just only offers administrative services, but that's not true. They do web design, they do automations, HR onboarding. So you can be in a ream of different professions and become a virtual assistant.
Wow, that's amazing, right? And I love the way that you were working at the attorney's office and you took that, right? And you took
Mm-hmm.
the skills that you learned there and transitioned it to your own business. So a lot of people, they're trying to come up out of their head with this huge business. And it's like, no, just use some of the skill sets that you've already learned from corporate and just transition those skill sets to create your own excuse me, to create your own business, right? And so I
Exactly.
love how you did that.
Yes, exactly. Because even in the coaching realm, when you're managing, because I manage the administrative professional. So when you're managing, you're coaching, right? You sit down and every year you say, what are your goals for this year? And then you check in with those people quarterly and you make sure that they're taking the necessary steps to reach those goals. Because regardless of if they want to stay in your department or you're trying to work them out to another department, you're coaching them to go to the next level. So that translates easily into this virtual assistant business as well. So,
Yes. And so one of the things that you said that it took you 6 months to really start getting started, right?
mm-hmm,
And to really start building a strong clientele. And then you had to hire virtual assistants to help you out, right?
mm-hmm.
So so with doing, yeah, that's a lot of work.
It
So
is.
with doing that, what type of obstacles, right? Because entrepreneurs, we always talk about the glitz and glams of entrepreneurship.
Mhm.
What type of obstacles did you have to overcome within those 6 months to really get your business going?
So like I was saying, because even though I was picking up and I had people working for me, I still was working another job because I hadn't been making the income from my corporate job. So, credit cards start getting used, all these different things. And so now I have to continue to work that job until I get myself back to a place where I feel financially secure because I have children and myself to take care of. And then just working all the time, right? You're working day and night. So it's hard to find that there is no work life balance. I'm sorry, but it's really not. It's like either you want it and you go hard or you don't want it, right? So once you get to a place where you want to be, then of course you're going to find that balance. But in the beginning of entrepreneurship, like I tell my clients, if you're here because you think you're just about to get a lot of money and it's going to be easy, then you're in the wrong place and I can't coach you. Okay. Because this is going to take a lot of hard work and dedication for yourself. And believe me, there's days I lay in my bed and I look at the laptop on my desk in my room and I'm like, I don't want to get out of bed today. But I have to, because if I don't, who else is going to take care of me and my family and get my business to the place that I want to see it flourish to? So that's where I would say are the difficulties, is just finding that balance and motivation to push yourself when you are too tired to do that. So,
Yeah, absolutely. I definitely understand that. I work day and night and I have to really, really push myself because I'm like, you know what? There's a bigger vision, there's a bigger goal, right?
mm-hmm,
And more than money, right? Because people look at the end result and they don't look at the impact. So it's impact over income. The income is gonna come, right? As
yeah,
long as you continue to serve day in and day out. So every month I have service goals. So every month I say, okay, I want to serve 5 women this month and help them with their business.
mm-hmm,
So I
mm-hmm,
always look at it like that because as long as you serve, the income will come, right? So
exactly.
let's talk about becoming a virtual assistant, right? So
Mm-hmm.
there's a lot of women who's looking for additional streams of income. So what are the benefits of becoming a virtual assistant? And is there any type of education that they would need to become a virtual assistant?
So, the benefits I would say of becoming a virtual assistant is becoming your own boss, right? You don't have to put in for PTO and get your PTO turned down. You make your own schedule. You're able to create your own hours availability. If you don't want to work on Fridays, you don't have to. Okay. You can work Monday through Thursday, 7 a.m. to 4 p.m., and there's nobody to tell you that you can't do it. You can travel and work this from anywhere. You can be on vacation, get up in the morning and work, go out at night and party. Whatever, whatever your heart desires, you can work it from anywhere, and also just the freedom to be able to spend time with your children. Once you do have that business up and running to where you want it to be, you can spend as much time with your kids as you want. Um, and then you don't have to have any education. That's the great part about it, because you can start off with entry level services like email management, data entry, or even research. So you can offer email management is simple. You're just going into your client's inbox, creating folders for the topics that they get the most into their inbox, and then you're filing those emails away for them so that they can easily navigate that email inbox. Keeping up with their appointments, making travel arrangements. You do that for yourself, so why can't you do it for someone else, right? So you definitely don't need any education. You can go online and look on YouTube, and there's a ton of people out here showing you how to do some entry level skills, as well as you can look on my Instagram profile, and I have videos up there showing you how to create your business with the entry level skills as well. So
Yeah, that's awesome. You know what? I remember I had a friend who had someone organize her emails. She had like 5K emails, and she was like, I just need these emails organized, right? So,
yes,
something as simple, like we would think as simple as having emails organized could really be a stressor for somebody. So you're really answering somebody's prayers and their problem, right?
yes,
With being
yes.
a virtual assistant. So, what other services do virtual assistants offer, or what other services do you offer as a virtual assistant?
Yeah, so I offer HR onboarding, um, automation. So if you have a calendar and a payment system, but they're not synced together, I can sync those together for you. If you have an email sequence that's set up, I can set up automation so that people get emails before the event starts with their Zoom information, after the meeting's over with whatever information you want to provide to them. We do customer service support. So we do booking calls for a cleaning company. We do a variety of different things. But you can literally start as a virtual assistant with any background that you have, right? Whether you're in finance, whether you're in HR, whether you're in customer service. I think today a big thing is customer service, because so many businesses have horrible customer service. I think they just skipped over it, like, oh no, I got a business but I don't need good customer service. Yes, you do, because if you don't have good customer service, you're not going to have residual clients coming back to purchase from you. So if you can offer customer service support, I think that is key, and that's entry level as well, because you know how to answer the phone, professional etiquette. Hi, this is so and so, and I work for so and how can I help you today? And that's all it takes, and you can do that from your own home. So
Wow. So it's just the simple skill sets that we have every day, right?
mhm,
So you
yep.
don't have to go out and acquire any new skill sets. You can become a virtual assistant with some training from Shamika, of course. With some training from Shamika, of course, but it's not like you have to go get a degree, you have to go get a certification, you have to go through any extenuous training, right? So, can you
No.
tell us more about your coaching program that you coach virtual assistants? Can you tell us more about that?
Oh yeah. So in my coaching program, we literally I take my clients through the setup from A to Z, right? So we go through your legal setup, whether you're going to have a DBA right now or LLC. The choice is yours, but you have to make one. We go over how to set up your pricing and packaging, whether you're going to be paid by a retainer or hourly. We go over your niche, What exactly are you going to offer? Who's your ideal client? Who do you want to work for? Do you want to work for coaches and consultants? Do you want to work for a doctor's office, a lawyer? So we get all of that ironed out for you. And then we set up your systems and processes, making sure that you have a payment system in place, you have your EIN set up so that you can have a business bank account. Because people often don't realize how important that is, because if funding comes up and you're not set up properly, you don't qualify for that funding to help grow your business to the next level. So I always like to tell my clients how important that is. But yeah, so we literally do that from A to Z. You'll be up. I have a 12-week program. You'll be up and running in the 30 days, and then you'll have 8 weeks access to me Monday through Friday, 9 to 5, where I'll answer any questions that you have and go over any pain points so that we can make sure you continue to grow and get your clients and things like that.
Wow, that is amazing, Shamika.
Thank you.
That is amazing, right? And so
Thanks.
what are the biggest obstacles that virtual assistants are having in the market right now?
I think the biggest obstacle they're facing is not niching down enough. And when people say niching down, I know it seems cliche. Everybody's always saying to niche down. But even if you don't have the same type of client, offer the same service. That's a niche down, right? You can offer only administrative services to all of your clients. Because when you come in and you try to do all the things, it's like the entrepreneur trying to do everything for their business. Your mind is all over the place. If you go from this client who needs administrative services to this client who needs a website, your brain is not going to be able to wrap around that all day doing all those different things. So it'll make it easier for you to find your ideal client, because you'll know what you're looking for and what you can offer them. And then you can grow with those clients. So what I did was, I was like, I know I can get started with administrative services because I've been doing this for 17 years, right? So I started with administrative services, but I looked for clients who were growing because I knew I wanted to get paid more. So I wanted to learn the automation services. So while I was training myself on how to learn those services, I knew I'd be able to offer these people those services so I could get the practice in. So I would say, hey, I know you don't have any automation set up yet. I would love to set those up for you for free. Now that I know how to set them up because I've done them for a client, now I'm out offering that service and I get paid a higher premium from new clients that are coming on. So
Wow. I love the strategy behind that, right? You learn first and then you earn, right?
mm-hmm.
Everyone wants to earn, but they forget the first step. And the first step is you have to learn to earn. And sometimes
Exactly.
in the beginning, yeah, you have to give your services away for free in the beginning, not now.
Yes. Not now.
Not now, but in the beginning. So for an entire year, I promoted women in business. I did these lives for free for an entire year. Now I
Wow.
charge, right? Because we
Mm-hmm.
built the platform. We got over 10K viewers from Instagram, Facebook,
Yes.
LinkedIn, everywhere, right? So
Mm-hmm.
now I charge. So it's really just getting started, right? And if you have to get started for free just to learn so you can earn, just do that. And I love how you said that you had offered those services for free until you got it down. So
Yes.
how can ladies get in contact with you to become a virtual assistant? Because I know there's a lot of ladies out there who are overwhelmed, right?
Mm-hmm.
Who
Yeah.
have who need, yeah, because being an entrepreneur is it's not easy, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so either they're overwhelmed, right? So
Mm-hmm.
how do they get in contact with you to become their virtual assistant?
Yeah, so if you're interested in my virtual assistant services, you can contact me. I have a virtual assistant page on Facebook, Gardner VIP Virtual Assistants and Consulting. You can DM me there, or you can go onto my website, www.gardnervipvac.com, and you can book a discovery or transformation call with me so that we can see how we align and what you need and if I can offer those services for you. As well as you can follow me on Instagram at Coach Mika and send me a DM there where you can book a 15-minute consultation with me. So
Yes. And we'll put all of your information at the end of this video so they'll be able to get to you. So, is there
Okay.
any tips you want to leave with the lady about becoming an entrepreneur or becoming a virtual assistant? Any tips?
I just say don't get in it, like we are saying, don't get in it for the money. Get in it for what you want to do and where you want to go in life. So, my goal is not to create wealth for my family. Of course, I want to create wealth for my children, but I want to create generational freedom where they never have to exchange time for money. When they are my age, they will be able to take on anything that they want to because they know that they don't have to exchange their time for money. So, I know there's a lot of ladies out there that will want to do that for themselves and their children as well. And so I encourage you to do that. And don't be afraid to leave those jobs once you're up and running, right? Because you could get this business up and running before you leave your job. Don't leave without a backup, right? I don't encourage you to do that. But work your business while you're at your job so that you can transition your way out and you don't have to be mistreated anymore, because I know there's a lot of people out there that are being mistreated. You don't have to take that, and you can work for yourself and you will be profitable and successful. So
Yes. Thank you, Coach Shamika. Thank you so much. Those are really good encouraging words, right?
thank you,
Yeah.
you're welcome.
So
I
thank
just
you
want
so
people
much.
to be able to, flourish, because it's so hard in corporate sometimes when you're the person who's going above and beyond. You're working day and night, and you see somebody who's not doing close to what you're doing, and they get a promotion over you, and you deserve it, but they're just in the in crew, so they get the job over you,
That
and
has
that's
that has actually happened to me. I was so excited one time and it was time for the review. And I've been getting a lot of customers, number one salesperson, right? And so
Mhm.
I come in the office, I'm excited, like, yes, I'm about to get a bonus, everybody coming out all happy.
Uh-huh.
They're like, no, you're getting demoted, right? So I got demoted and others who weren't doing as much, but they all were in the crew,
Yep.
right? All got promoted, and so that
Mhm.
was one of the reasons, I decided that I can do this on my own, right? And
Exactly.
that pain, it really pushed me into my purpose and becoming who
Mhm.
I am. So I understand.
Right. Yeah. So let's shout out corporate, because without you doing those things to us, we wouldn't have had the courage to jump out and leave and do something better for ourselves. So I thank you for that.
Amen. Thank you. All right.
Right.
Bye, ladies.
Bye. Thank you so much.